CBD is a derivative of the hemp plant, so it's more cultivating hemp or cultivating the THC side. The difference is hemp, I can grow it outside with the sunlight outside. THC is more of a craft, you know what I mean? You do it indoors, control everything. That's the two differences. Hemp grows wild. If you want it to grow wild, then you take that hemp plant and extract the CBD side of it, extract the THC side, and go from there. It'll work any kind of outside, to be honest with you, depending more on what you're using it for. If you're using it for building material, you don't have to worry about the buds and the hemp plant, you know, actually cultivating the right way, because you're using the stock of the plant for building materials and stuff like that, you know?
You can grow hemp all year round?
All year round. Man, there's so many avenues. You're gonna get the FDA coming after me.
No problem.
So I could tell you that me, myself, for the last 3 years, I've researched CBD and the opioid epidemic. So I could tell you right now, the only holdup on my side is clinical trials, but there is a CBD medication that helps to reverse the effects of opioid addiction, heroin, pill popping, you know? So that's more on my end. How it changed my life? It changed my life. I want to say 2006, 2007. I had back surgery. They had me on 10 Percocets, 10 milligram Percocets 4 times a day. When that didn't work, they took me up to 30 milligrams 4 times a day. So you could just imagine how I was feeling as a patient, just having back surgery, popping all these pills. I was introduced to the CBD game, the CBD medicine. I started trying it out, taking it in balm form and in tincture form, and that basically helped to alleviate my pains and basically make me mobile again, because I was dead on the feet. I wasn't pretty much walking or anything. So the balm, more to ease the pain, fast-acting balm to ease the pain. The tinctures really work to alleviate the inflammation, you know, the anti-inflammatory properties in the CBD plant. Oh man, there's so many ways. I put tincture in my coffee. I take straight tincture drops underneath my tongue. I could take gummies. You know, my main choice of using the CBD side would be the tinctures and the gummies, and obviously the topicals for the actual back pain. Oh man, you're taking it there. So just the many avenues that you can go when you're in the hemp and CBD space as opposed to the THC space. Fabrics, concrete, building materials, all type of building materials. Foods, fiber, protein. So I'm 22 years in the game, legacy. I've seen from wood pallets type material, building materials like flat sheets of wood for flooring. I've seen fabrics actually getting made in the space, the concrete and the fuel. Nobody's talking about the biofuels in the hemp space, which is what's gonna make it. That overseeing money factor between THC and the CBD plant or the hemp plant. All the avenues you can go through it. I always tell everybody, hemp and CBD will supersede what THC profits and grosses are because of that fabric, that building material, that fuel that you can make from it. So fuel, man, I'm one of 5 in the United States that could take that seed of that plant all the way to fuel, biodiesel fuel for ambulances, fire trucks. If you're talking towns and legalization right now, think every city, every fire department, every DPW in each city need fuel for their vehicles. Our garbage in the hemp plants or in the THC plant can fuel those vehicles from seed to fuel. I take the garbage of the plant,
Okay.
the fibers in the plant, and extract the oils out of it. You take the oils with some catalyst, and you have fuel. It's definitely cleaner fuel. I think I've seen about 2 or 3 vehicles that are using hemp fuel in them right now, and the people tell me in a month or two I need to change my fuel, my air filters and my fuels, because it's cleaner. It's basically taking out all the gunk that the petroleum would actually put in your vehicle. So you're gonna get ethanol production out of it. You're gonna get the diesel side of it, which, like I said, you add catalyst to that oil and you have diesel fuel. So you're gonna see a lot of more vehicles using diesel fuel, fibers. You'll see more building materials, like the U.S. government just approved hemp as a building material for homes. So even furniture made out of hemp. More durable furniture, clothes, yep. So me and the partners, we plan to build a cannabis, basically complex. The cultivation, the manufacturing, the dispensing, the consumption, the food aspect of it. My plans within the next 3 to 5 years is to partner up with one of the local colleges and bring education into our complex, which is a big thing, you know? Oh yeah, I think in the next 5 years, you'll see more education and health education in cannabis. You gotta remember, the market is just opening up. You need to remove the federal ban on cannabis before you can really get to researching and getting real money into the colleges to research the benefits of cancer, PTSD, and everything else. So the complex currently has a CBD store, which we're in right now. Next door it'll have a dispensary, a fully licensed New Jersey CRC dispensary. It'll have a restaurant for THC consumption. It'll have a lounge for you to come lounge out, have some food, have a great time at our complex. And it'll have a full-blown cultivation facility, all in one corner block.
We'll talk about the trucks.
Yeah, we could definitely talk about the trucks. So I've been experimenting and playing with building some food trucks. So we got about 2 food trucks built out already from the ground up. I think we walked the facility earlier. You've seen the guys working on the food trucks. Those trucks will be probably spread out through Paterson and other parts of New Jersey later on down the line as everything in the markets open up, providing infused cannabis foods.
I was going to say, how do you plan on taking your experiences from the hemp and CBD space and transferring it to the THC space? But I think that was...
It's not too different.
Yeah.
You know, it's just different techniques of cultivating, but it's not too different. It's almost all the same.
Okay. We're making our way.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get through this quick, but it's not because you're not giving us the stuff we need.
Yeah.
Giving us stuff, and feel free, anything else you want to add on here. Okay. And then my brother back here, he comes with the great questions too that aren't written down sometimes. What are some of the challenges that you had in starting a manufacturing business in New Jersey?
First things first, the color of my skin don't match the silver spoon, you know. So most of my challenges is this, you know, middle-aged Puerto Rican from the hood gonna actually do this, or is he just talking? You know what I mean? And getting people to believe in the vision, or actually building out the vision so that they can believe later. Because a lot of times, he's talking or he's capping, you know, and they don't believe until they get to see it. So once you build it, they will come. They will definitely come, you know.
Also talk about, you know, just Jersey in general, and like your peers and partners and the camaraderie that's kind of building in this area, because I feel like it's definitely like a, you know, a fraternity or sorority of, you know, people that are pioneering the cannabis CBD space in New Jersey. So if you want to name some people or just talk about what you've been doing, because I know you've been doing a lot, especially with giving back.
So here at the CBD store, we do monthly donations. So every month I donate 10% of profits with my partners to different nonprofits in the area. Like this month I'm doing housing for heroes. So basically what they do is they build homes for veterans that are in the street, and 10% of the profits from right here in the store goes towards building a home for the homeless or feeding the community. I like to do a lot of community initiatives. When I started, I was feeding about 1,000 people out of a nonprofit here in Paterson. To be able to come back home and build a cannabis facility, make great money, and put it back into the community I was born and raised, that is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So I teamed up with Academics. I sponsored their Latin night. We also did a cannabis career fair and job fair at Hudson County Community College that Urban Leaf actually sponsored. They're great guys over there, Josh Alba and his team. They do great for the community and education, you know, so it's always a great thing to be able to partner up with a local, you know, somebody born and raised in Paterson, in Jersey, and doing for the cannabis community on the educational side.
Who else was present, or did you partner up with at the Hudson Community College?
So there was a lot. There was a lot of local cannabis people. Hetty, New Jersey was there. Jessica Gonzalez spoke. Curve Papers were there. They spoke. So it's basically educating the masses, you know, and really giving a home to cannabis here in Jersey. So I'll tell you about the music and the filming industry. I've been in that game for over 10 years. You're gonna be able to go to a club to smoke your cannabis, party with the likes of a Camilo, a Funkmaster Flex, a DJ Envy, and it's not a regular nightclub with liquor, it's a nightclub with cannabis, you know? I've seen they got a machine out that you put your cup out and it fills it up with smoke. So you got your liquor and your weed smoking all in one. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. By this time next year, there'll be a couple of consumption lounges spread out through Jersey, which should be a great thing. So on the hemp side, you need at least one major testing facility to test your products. We typically do 2 independent tests and we do an in-house test. I got a machine here that I could test any flower, any product, and within a matter of 5 minutes, get lab results for that. So we do our in-house and then we do 2 independent outside companies to test products.
And then how do you keep up with regulation changes in the city?
Oof, that's a never-ending battle. I think it changes every couple months. You know, it's just staying on top of everybody, knowing what's moving and shaking. Like I call the director of agriculture maybe twice a week, just to, hey, what's going on? Yep. You're working 20 hours a day when you're in the cannabis space. I don't know anybody that says, hey, I put in 5 hours and I got great results. So me personally, I sleep maybe 2 to 4 hours a day. The rest is workload, and I got a team offshore, I got a team here. So you could just imagine, while they're sleeping here, my team offshore is working, and I'm up guiding them, you know what I mean? And while the team offshore is sleeping, the team on ground in the United States is up in the morning working. So I think you work more now when you're in the cannabis space than working a regular 9 to 5.
Especially because we're in the beginning part of it.
Oh yeah.
For those who want to start their own vertical cannabis, but let's say the cannabis vertical, where would you tell them to start? Also, how much capital is needed to start a dispensary / manufacturing company?
Oof. I would start in the legal aspect. Everything's the legal aspect and administrative when you're talking, cannabis and the legal side. Believe me, I've had pages shut down. I've had my bank account shut down. So it's more the legal side, knowing the legal side and having your company structured the right way. Definitely obtaining the right licenses from the state, staying active with the state leaders, and knowing how everything's moving and shaking. So again, I've had pages shut down. So I've done the traditional Facebook, Instagram. Now I do more hand-to-hand. I'd rather send a team of 4 or 5 into the street with free pre-rolls and my business cards and put them in actual people's hands. Smoke it, try it, order from me the next one. You know what I mean? So it's just more how you market. I'll send 3 or 4 people out with a book bag full of pre-rolls, dog walker pre-rolls, and my business card stamped onto the bag. You're taking that bag, you're gonna smoke first off, because you just got a free blunt. And then you're gonna look at the card and say, that's where I need to be, because it's powerful, you know? Nice little dog walker with 3 different extracts and 2 or 3 different buds. You're coming back to see me. So word of mouth and hand-to-hand direct contact is way better than Instagram, Facebook. I use LinkedIn quite a lot as well, but hand-to-hand is always the best for me. Yeah, the climate is different everywhere you go, man. So you definitely got to know how to cultivate to get it done. Colorado's more colder than what New York and New Jersey is at certain times in the season. So it's more knowing how to cultivate, juggling the different climates, and actually fine-tuning in your AIs for your cultivation side when you're in different areas. Like I was just telling you guys, Puerto Rico's an $80 million industry of cannabis. No ATMs, no credit card machines, it's straight cash. You know what I mean? So each market is different. Each market is way different. Puerto Rico, you go in the center of the island, you're growing 12 feet plants, as opposed to you go to San Juan or over into Aguadilla and you're only able to grow like a 6-foot plant of cannabis. So it's more knowing your climate, what your soils are like, doing them soil tests and that water test at the end of the day.
So what's the difference between growing in San Juan and Denver?
Ooh, well, Denver's more colder.
So yeah,
San Juan is more of a tropical place. I can grow it outside, but you know what I mean? Again, when it rains, the storms, the hurricanes, you got to know how to juggle all those weathers. THC dispensary or CBD dispensary?
Start with THC.
THC, you're looking at 500 to 1.5 if you got the right people and the right connections to get it done. Some people say 2 million. I doubt that. You know what I mean? Very much depending on which way you're going with it. But I would say 500,000 to 1.5 on the THC side. On the CBD side, you get away with it with 50. On the CBD side, yeah, to open a store.
You start there and you can grow.
Yeah. Federal legalization, I think it needs to all be just taken off, should just be taken off, not descheduled or anything like that. That would open up banking, that would open up loans for cannabis industry guys that are pretty much open a real industry up, not halfway there, you know. Give a little, take, which is what the government's been doing now with our industry. I think New York and New Jersey specifically, which are my 2 markets, I think we've sat back and looked at what Cali did and the screw-ups over on the West Coast with legalization and 3 different type of laws. Cali law, yeah, they started one way, then they went the other way, then, you know what I mean? So I think over here on the East Coast, we more sat back, looked at Colorado, looked at California, Arizona, the Vegas market, and seen what the screw-ups there was, and we just made it a little better. I mean, I don't know anywhere in the United States, quite possibly in the world, that you could stand next to somebody who's smoking a cigarette and smoke a blunt in New York City. You know what I mean? You don't get that in Colorado. You don't get that in Cali. So the fact that our legislators have sat back, really looked at the different markets, what their screw-ups was, and made it a little better out here. And we still got a ways to go. Jersey needs to implement home grow for patients. You know what I mean? There's a lot still to go, but again, we're in our first year in on legalization. So by the second, third year is when you start seeing little add-ons and changes. So as a legacy guy myself, I think first things first, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, I call them the trichome state, because not the tri-state, the trichome state. They need to do something similar to like a treaty or a barter, where, okay, Connecticut's dry, New York will supply you some flour, New Jersey will supply you some flour, vice versa if it's Jersey or if it's Pennsylvania. We're so close knit together, like Leo says it all the time, Leo Bridgewater, we could run from Jersey to New York to buy one thing. New York comes to Jersey to get another thing. Pennsylvania comes over here to get their gas. So, you know what I mean? Like, we're so close knit together, we need to have something like that cross-border exchanging of cannabis. And then our industry will really thrive. So I'm personally rolling out a credit card, FinCEN, a credit card processing company for the island of Puerto Rico. It's going to take 90 cryptos, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and eliminate the politicians' thoughts on, hey, money laundering or anything like that, because it's basically a track and trace for your money. And it's partnered with a Tier 1 bank, so FDIC insured, $250,000. So it should be a great thing. The island has literally no credit card companies right now. Even my app for New York, I take 90 cryptos, 70, 90 cryptos, Visa, MasterCard, everything. And my partner bank is a Tier 1 bank. The ancillary business, the ancillary side is where you want to be. If you ain't got money to jump in and get a license for cannabis consumption, cultivation, dispensary, the ancillary side is where you want to be. The credit card processing. The person who's selling me my little cups so I can grow, you're making money.
Plumber who just wants to plumb
and set up the water filtration systems. So the ancillary side is the way to go if you're not looking for a license or looking to actually put your hands on the plant. A little bit of everything. I'm a connoisseur. I prefer more gummies and stuff like that later at night. I smoke during the day, my sativas. At night, my indicas. Beautiful thing. I do one and one. I do both. I do sativas in the day to keep me up and functioning, handling business, indicas at night when I'm getting ready to go to sleep and taking it down and relaxing. Ooh, I'm smoking some black truffles in the evening. I'm smoking some lemon cherry gelato, some Gary Payton. Those are the three I'm smoking right now.
Ooh.